Urge doesn't get to TI, I riot. You can quote me on that.
So far, what I see is you're pandering to Denog, who I saw in the Twitch chat, and Reddit, who has a Perch thread out there so far.
I don't, we're not pandering to Reddit. Let me just throw that out there real quick. Yo, he spotted him.
Oh, hey, Baseskip, what's up?
This word. What's up, dude?
I'm sensing a
Such a
pattern
beast.
here.
I'll pander to Twitch chat. Get some
memes in here.
Yeah, my fellow kids, what are the good Twitch emotes right now? Is Omega LOL still popular?
Dude, that's actually how you know you're like one of the older of the Twitch chatters, when you like pull out some Dan's game or something and everyone's on all these hot new emotes.
Yeah, dude, I don't even understand what's going on anymore. But
you're just like, wait, it's not PogChamp anymore. Now it's just Pog. Like, yeah. Okay.
So let's see. Who's actually? I think that I like Mineski's lineup better because it simultaneously plays better early, and I think it also plays better late. They only have one way of canceling the Enigma Black Hole when it comes to like the ultra late game, and he has ways around that. Like you could go BKB Lincolns, and there'd be legit 0 ways for you to get stopped.
Okay. What about this blitz? Where in the previous series, where these two teams matched up, Mineski did take it 2-0, but part of it was the fact that, one, the Pango drafted Morphling twice in a row, which is on Mineski's side, and also it felt like Mineski had the faster lineups in both Game 1 and Game 2. Does that change your outlook on this series at all, seeing these drafts?
Plus, I think I love Morph right now. I think I'm legit in love with Morphling. The hero's just so good. I don't know what it is about the hero, but every time I see it play, it just feels broken.
Yeah.
I've played offlane Underlord the other day against a tri-lane with a Morph in it, and he got 2 levels on me, and it felt like he was invincible.
Well, I mean, you were playing Underlord, William. I don't really know what to say here.
2019.
Ajit is already being pressured, though, as this Morphling by the aggro tri-lane that the Pango is running here. Now, they didn't get the first blood, which was supposed to be the entire surprise of like, gotcha, we're running an aggro tri-lane, we got first blood. They didn't get that, but
I don't think they were trying to go for first blood. Like, on the Morphling.
You mean the way they almost killed him?
No, but like, it's just like, it's a Morph still.
Yeah.
You know, you're just, it's like a, what is it? If you assign probability there with like 10%, he'd have to really mess up. And that's the thing is, I think what you really want to do against Morphling is just pressure him in the lane. Yeah. I hate it when I play these solo offlaners. I think you would speak on this too. You play these solo offlaners against this Morphling, he gets an advantage, and by the time you go up there as a support or a 4 position, it's too late because he's garnered such a big advantage over you.
Especially with the deny mechanic being still what it is. Like, even as IceFrog like tries to nerf denies and everything, like, it's still a major factor in these safe lane carries. Morphling is by far the worst hero to just give a free lane. He goes full agility, denies literally every single creep because he hits for 1 billion more damage than you do.
Whereas, like, if you pressure him like this, you have a hero that in the first like 3 or 4 levels doesn't have any real offensive threat, can't play at a certain HP range. He doesn't really have the range to like trade hits with supports either. Like you just have this really awkward situation. Whereas like, you know, you're a Weaver, you just run in, you know, that Shikuchi just did 100 damage to him, which is like a quarter of his like HP pool. So you're fine.
It's even worse now that these Morphlings are just like freely spamming Adaptive Strike over and over again. Whoa, that is not the roll-in Vampire. Ooh.
I was missed the goalpost by a country mile.
Let's talk about some of our other lanes still. TA versus Lina matchup. William?
Yeah?
Break it down for me.
I personally don't mind playing Lina versus TA because most of the time like TA only really loses to heroes like the Bat Rider. And who else does she lose to? It's like Bat's pretty annoying. Like just like pure beating her in CS. I guess Razor and like old Viper, you know, the one where you can just kind of run at her.
Poison attack harasser.
Yeah, those are like the real bad matchups. So Lina's not bad because your attack speed steroid makes it so that you can get rid of refraction at a decent rate. Plus you have an ability that almost always secures you the range creep, which I think is really important in this matchup. To be able to just like Dragon Slave out.
Ninja Boogie in trouble. That's going to be your first blood. And looks like Pango should be able to get away scot-free, but Febby with the rotation into mid lane.
That is a
catching
sick
Iceberg.
rotation.
He thought he was just going to get the clean 1 versus 1, but Febby, who's been playing a little idle, he was just kind of like doing his thing, denying creeps, farming up neutrals, finally shows up to lane.
You see Febby, by the way? This guy got kicked from this team. They asked him to play again. He's like, why not? And he's just the happiest guy.
He gets kicked, and then he just interviews all his former teammates.
He's like, I want to show you guys these guys are good guys. Yeah. Even though they kicked me, like, they probably had a good reason.
He's like the one person who's like, it's not them, it's me.
Yeah, it's just
I was the reason.
hey, I should be a better person. Is Iceberg going to go on Moon? And
Oh no, Moon! He's just gonna
fine.
maybe give away the advantage. He just gave. Oh, it's like,
he's going to get a kill, too.
He is. Her spirit's already dead.
This is the most tilting thing of all time. When somebody comes to gank your lane as a mid laner, they feed a kill when you're already behind. It's like, well, glad you just decided to give him 100 gold. Thank you.
All I'm hearing is whining from the mid player. Oh yeah, the support tried to gank my lane. Like, I'm sorry for trying to help you out, buddy.
What do you think he is? Evil Knievel? He gets paid for the attempt? Like, do your job or don't do it at all.
And
Some of these roles. Come on, man.
we haven't talked about bottom lane, which is Ghostic's Brewmaster matched up against KP, who is playing the offlane Tiny. So that is the result of the aggro tri lane, is that KP is kind of getting a free lane. But then again, so is Brewmaster. Ninja Boogie being gone on here. Is he going to be using the Shrine? Don't do it.
Oh,
Don't
what
do
a
it.
ravage.
Don't do
Just
it.
die.
What a beautiful stun, and he's not going to do it. He's going to accept his death. Tries to go for the neutral.
That was smart.
That's a support player through and through, though.
That is a good support player. You think Yapzor is saving that shrine?
No, Yamstar was immediately using the Shrine and then telling his allies to TP to save him.
Nah. Yapzor is definitely not... He's not saving that shrine for the rest of his team.
$2,000 gold lead. Jesus, what happened? Mineski, I mean, I guess the combination of the mid gank combined with the other mid gank, and then the fact you've got a 4 position that's just kind of jungling away.
And they're really only killing the Lion in this top lane, so it's not like they're really slowing things down too bad. They got off to a decent start against the Morph. Like 20 CS as a Morph early on isn't impressive whatsoever, but it's not like they slowed him down so much that they've ruined his game, as maybe this does though. He's gonna go on to Moon. Stun isn't gonna land for him. He is completely surrounded. Give him the last hit. There you go. That makes me happy, as now Naive is gonna get gone on, and
Look how under-leveled he is compared to this Morphling because of the aggro tri lane. As you said, they're only killing the Lions, so this is looking kind of rough for the Pango in this laning phase.
yeah. Plus this bottom lane is fantastic, by the way, for KP. Is he's gonna get gone on, and now the roll connects.
Trying to run
out.
down KP as best as possible. The K comes down from the Earth Spirit, slowing him down. That should be a pretty easy kill on KP. So really good read, really good call from Ghostic. I think he knew that, you know, they were gonna go on him. Be a great opportunity for him to turn around if he just gets a support
You
rotation.
should probably go mid again. I don't think after you get the kill on bottom, you probably just like flip between bottom and mid. Like you can get a kill opportunity on the Lina with every roll.
Give up on trying to shut down this Morphling.
You're not going to get him. So this is exactly what they do. As soon as they make the play at bottom, the reason why this makes it obvious too is because you can't take that tower. So Moon should know about this, but the roll's going to come in. Does miss. The slow is there. And Febby's making his way over.
Maybe Febby can actually save him. He's going to be able to get the Malefice done out on the Earth Spirit, but doesn't actually choose to disable Iceberg in time, so they still lose their Lina. And now the damage
Nice
dealer
aggro
of
control.
the TA is just going to be able to rip through Febby. Goes for Ninja Boogie as well. He's already thrown out all of his spells. What a disaster for Mineski.
I think this should have been a more obvious gank, just because you know the supports aren't going to go top. They already know they can't kill the Morphling with the current levels they have now, and they're not staying bottom for a brew that doesn't have ulti and can't pressure tower.
Yeah.
That's not an offlaner that kills the tower right after. And that's why you're able to think about stuff like that in the future. But I will say this is sort of on your mid laner for not just hitting that, the side jungle camp. At that point, you just hide. Because if their smoke gank doesn't go anywhere, at least you're still getting CS in the medium camp. That, I make a lot of excuses for mid players, but that one's not great.
So now, what was once a 2,000 net worth lead in like the first 5 minutes has been chipped away and was actually below 1K not so long ago. Mineski is going to pick up the lead once again as this bottom aggression is going to be able to net them a tower. Meanwhile, as we've already talked about, they can't pressure the Morphling, so if they can't pressure the Morphling, they're not going to be able to get that safe lane tower. So Mineski is still going to get a lot of map control and gain a lot of net worth.
I think what I'd like to do is see the Brew. I'd actually like to probably see a rotation to top by the Brew. I think Ghostic is strong enough that he can probably sit against the Morph with his ulti up, and they can try to like pressure down that tower. And then you just have the Weaver down here because he's really hard to kill in this position. Like with the rotation of Moon down here, you either have to TP now or get ready. So this is a really good position by Wyvern to just be behind Tiny. And they are going to just jump.
Ghostic already popping the ultimate, will be able to catch KP, Mineski. They know this is heavy commitment by the Pango, and there's no reason to try and save anybody else. It looks like Febby is still maybe caught here as the Weaver's going to try and run him down. Managed to get the Storm Panda and still has the Weaver bug on top of him. So when he comes down, he's just going to have no armor whatsoever. And that'll mean they actually give the kill over to the Weaver, try and help him come back into the game. As you can see, he's even below the Enigma when it comes to the net worth right now.
Yeah, so with the Brew split, maybe you just commit for mid tower next? I'm not sure. I feel like if you're Mineski though, you want to be more aggressive whenever Brew splits down. That was a good call by Pango. I didn't actually think they'd be able to defend the tower that easily, if I'm honest. Like, that was really easy for them. That bot lane is usually a little bit harder for them to take down.
Yeah.
But it was the rotation of the Weaver. Like, they brought all all three of their cores down to defend that tower.
I mean, they're just kind of like given this free opportunity when KP kind of tries to duck into the trees to see that area, and Brewmaster.
He just got so far away from the rest of his team.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if KP, like, he should definitely not have been there in that position. He was so far in. They just pop ulti, they caught him.
I mean, he's so tanky too that he should have been able to play with the threat of, I've got this Enigma, Lina behind me. Like, these heroes can do a lot if they're just given the space, and a 1500 HP Tiny is going to give you a lot of space.
If you're there as 5 with your Mineski like cores, and they brought 5 down there, and you just sit back and you let your Lina hit the tower, it's fine. You're in a really good position. You probably take that tower even with the Brew split up. Now that Brew split's down, like, you should definitely take advantage of this time. Like, Febby's level 6. You can probably just like send in minions. I'm not sure. I'd imagine you want to make some sort of play towards mid tower here.
Yeah.
So they do go for a smoke, which is, you know, go fast. Brew split's still down for a little bit. How long? 8 seconds. You have missed your window. You've hit too many creeps.
And Sioma's Slayer got some free time in mid as well, which he's closing in on a big team fight ability into the Winter's Curse, which he's got it as well. So this just kind of backs up what you're saying. Mineski, if they just played a little bit faster, they could have had a really big window where there's no way Pango could fight them. Now, it is possible that Pango can fight them back. We'll see if it actually turns into that, or if it's just going to turn into a pick-off on Sioma Slayer, who is going to be found by Ninja Boogie. And we're going to look to give the Finger of Death kill, and he does get the extra damage.
Got dueling wanded. I need them to take a tower with this, though. So they do rotate the Ghostic up to this top lane, which is the play that we advocated for earlier on, but I think you still defend bottom with split up. That's exactly what's going to happen here.
What is happening? Why is Mineski hitting this tower with their 2 core? Well, I mean, I guess they're hitting mid at the same time.
Yeah.
So
taking mid's great, but losing heroes like that, like if you're Pango, you have to make a decision to defend one of your towers. You have to know that if you're Mineski. Like, they're going to try to save one of them. I actually think they chose wrong. I think they should have tried to save mid instead, but still losing heroes for really nothing. And they still have Brew split up, so if you're the Pango, now we should probably talk a little bit more about what they can do. They should probably just like gather up and play around their Brew split. Like, their Brewmaster's really strong at this point in the game. He's got Vlad's. He's got split up. He has like equal net worth to Moon, whose game somehow has just been like ruined now. I didn't realize he was this underfarmed.
Yeah. I mean, things start off so good for him. Now, he's below the Weaver. He might as well be a 4 position at this point.
I don't know about that. Lina can still cast the Dragon Slave ability. It's great.
The Pango still have some troubles when it comes to actively being aggressive and taking towers themselves rather than just defending, but we'll see if that changes as Iceberg is ready to go.
Oh, look at that, Slayers. He's gonna get spotted. And you notice that Ninja Boogie drops the sentry immediately after because that is a smoke ward. Give him, all right, no finger as...
Oh, Ghostic does manage to get off his ultimate. Now we'll be able to turn the first stun over to Febby while throws KP up in the air so they can focus on the support in the back line. Now Ninja Boogie's going to try and create some space for Febby to be able to retreat, but no such luck. So Ninja Boogie just gives up on that. KP is trying to slip away into the trees right now. Does manage to kill the creep wave, or at least almost, and blinks away to the side.
Oh,
Very
Moon.
smart play by him, but now Moon's going to be
Come
caught.
on, man.
Oh, the kick is going to miss from the Earth Spirit, and he's low on mana too, but there's no way Moon can really get away from this, especially with the Templar Assassin.
And Iceberg gets the last.
Waiting in the river, back on over the top lane. KP popped out of the trees, back into the defending this top lane, and they get the deny on the mid tier or the top tier 1 tower, and get a wicked sick kill streak on Iceberg. What, like, this is just a messy game from both of these teams. This is not a clean Dota blitz.
No, it's not. It's. I think part of it is like both teams. Normally, when stuff like this happens, is people are trying to do too much. Like both teams are trying to do a little bit too much. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I want to do this play and I want to do this play, and that's always like the scariest part about Dota. Is the meta is very geared towards just being 5-man. That's just like how professional Dota works. You're just safer by yourself, and it feels like they're just trying to create a little bit too much.
I want to push bottom tier 2 and push
I wanna
mid at the same
defend.
time.
Like Moon's like, well, I want to hit this tier 2 at bottom because it's low, and you can tell. I think he's like sort of all-inning focused on it, as they are going to kill no Ghost.
Ninja Boogie may still die to Slayer. In fact, he gets the one shot that was necessary to finish him off. Winter's Curse laid out. That is going to be able to catch KP inside of it and line Iceberg up for the double kill here. Surely he's going to be able to get it on. It actually turns back into the Earth Spirit in time and will be able to slip farther back behind this tier 1 tower. Ninja Boogie in the back line, though, still has all that tick damage from the Earth Spirit, but it looks like he is running out of boulders. He's going to try and kick one more at Ninja Boogie, but that is going to miss.
And now you see Moon coming over, but Iceberg is really strong at this point. He's got Blink Deso at 16 minutes. It's a really absurd timing. I mean, consider his net worth relative to the rest of the game. Makes it really hard for Morph to play at those like low HP ranges, because you know you have low HP. As you start to scale higher in his strength, you start to lose all that armor that you had built up, so she kills you anyways.
Yeah.
And this Roshan timing is probably the most important too. Like TA historically has always had a hard time going high ground or just like straight up ending the game, because her toolkit is just about getting the burst early on. This is a really early split. They wanted to guarantee it. They're going to go on a KP. Moon's going to throw the stun over the top. It's going to whiff. This Iceberg comes over with his Blink Dagger. They're going to continue the chase.
Ajit nailed by the Earth Spirit. That's going to good roll in from him, comboed with Ghostic, dropping him out of that tornado. Ajit is still going to be able to get the waveform, trying to get out, and looks like with the vessel, he will die. Now Mineski are just getting cleaned up one by one. Ninja Boogie's going to be the next one. Vampire trying to roll forward to catch more, but Moon as well as Febby have backed up. So now the Pango can just return to the Roshan pit. Mineski, it feels like they're just kind of scrambling, you know, to try and stop the Pango, but
I'm so surprised like they decided that they were going to take that fight without Black Hole. So
Yeah.
You don't have it. Don't fight. You're not winning fights right now. Not with how strong Iceberg is. And this is feeding into what TA does at this point. Like when TA gets this big, the objective of the game should switch. It's now avoid this guy. He's a monster. You're not really touching him at this stage of the game. He's level 15. He's got Blink Deso. Now you just gave him like a third of the way to his BKB. He's gonna have like a 23-minute BKB. If you thought Ninja Boogie had a hard life before with his 989 net worth, like it doesn't get easier. And that's a big primary form of your disable too. So they're gonna commit to this bottom tier 2. They do end up getting it. But Mineski with what we universally agreed I thought was the better lineup. I mean, the early game went so well for them overall. They did everything they needed to, and it just feels like they're not really on the same page.
It is kind of weird. Especially given the fact that Mineski, like at this current point, you know the strength of the TA. Their lineup is great at split pushing. At this point in the game, with this Enigma 4 position, you know, pushing out waves with his Eidolons, you've got Ajit's Morphling on the other side, who's kind of hard to be able to gank and shut down. Like, you should have a line, you should be able to focus at this point, right, on just splitting up the Pango as much as possible and giving the space for Moon and KP to make kills happen around the map.
When you split like this, though, like, you have to be careful, because, like, they're not going to get Febby. Nice. Good TP. They do. Oh, Moon is...
Good juke.
This would be a really nice TP. They know where he is, too. Just really good timing on that.
Gives up on the Shadow Blade and instead gonna go for the Boots of Travel. So...
That was like that Roshan fight, though, where KP... you know, I respect him as a player a ton, but, like, this has not been his game so far.
No.
When he just kind of ran in, he's overrating his tankiness.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're like, oh, he's got 1500 HP, he's not an easy kill, but, well, now he is.
Yeah.
Tiny's... He's got no armor. Iceberg's so strong at this point. You've got to respect the amount of burst physical damage that the Pango can put out.
How many games of KP Tiny have we seen? Not many, right?
I mean, he's normally the Enigma player.
Yeah.
He's a sick Enigma player.
Yeah. I feel like he's, like, he's such a good team fight offlaner, right?
Yes.
Every single one of the offlaners that's really good at team fights, KP excels at.
I mean, I think
is good at team fights, but I think it's slightly different, you know, than your Tides.
Oh, look at
and
Iceberg right
Enigmas.
now. Look at this.
It's got the
baiting the
trap.
bounty rune.
Plus, it's
see
the
it.
double melt buff.
Look at Moon.
Remember that?
Yeah. Look at Moon.
You can hit him twice. Boom. Boom. Oh, almost enough to
He's so
two-shot him.
good.
Dual Scepter is going to be able to go out, and they also can manage to get that one stun, but unfortunately,
Yeah,
Ghost
they
is
got him.
here with the Tornado.
sick bait.
Moon is very dead.
Moon's like, oh, cool, bounty rune. Like, yeah, of course I'll take that. And Iceberg's like, just playing a different game right now, honestly.
Iceberg's such a good player when you get him to this part of the game, where he's playing a hero like TA, super good at it, but it's just like he's the most dominant hero, and he knows how to just like work you. It's that boxer mentality, man.
I remember when I played pubs with him, he was the guy saying, you remember that meta where you'd pick Omni OD?
Yeah.
Just say, one Omni, please. I was like, all right, dude. I just
Load it
sit
up for
behind
it.
Repel.
Yeah.
It's like, he likes that hero that just kind of takes over the game. Sioma the Slayer is going to keep this push alive. And they are going to sentry out the trap, but they've got to be careful here. The toss
this
back.
is going to be questionable. They are going to be able to get the instant toss into X and straight up blow him up. But can they actually survive through the second life? Fairy Spirit's going to go down, so it's now going to be 4 versus 5. Yeah, never mind. KP, he's going to die on the northern side. Iceberg doesn't actually have the refraction up. What a black hole from Febby. Actually managed to lock down 3 with the LS.
Makes up for everything.
There is so much damage with the 3-man impel as well from Ninja Boogie. What a combo from Mineski. That's going to be able to wipe out Ghosting. The Weaver, he's not making it out alive either. What a huge turnaround from Mineski. Febby saving the game for them.
Yo, let me just tell you, you know, Febby was baiting them the entire time. They're just like, what have you been doing with your black hole? They forgot that it existed. It wasn't even like he had a setup. He actually just walked in.
I don't know what happened, to be
KP
honest.
died, and everyone sort of just like melee walked in to try to burst down the Lina.
Yeah.
And suddenly,
I mean, we're gonna see it again. He was silenced up. Okay.
He had the winner's curse too, so
Okay.
they had the initiation. Then everyone just started getting
What?
Everyone just walked
He
in.
just walked at the
They
Enigma.
straight up just walked in.
Yo, you guys know you had no more disables left, right? Your Earth Spirit was dead. All right.
Febby's like, we
Yo.
take those. And you saw 2 Ninja Bookie. He drains on the Weaver. Absolutely secures that. Febby, you know,
Hey, great job, Febby, but
You have
I almost
to
feel like
imagine.
we overpraised you for that black
In the
hole.
moment, it looks sick though.
Yeah.
And you can praise people for the opportunities that they were given.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can
You
only
did not mess it up.
you can only hit the black holes that are presented to you, right?
Yeah. In the moment, I was like, sick black hole. What set that up? And then you watch
Yeah.
the replay in regular motion. Everyone just walked in trying to kill Moon.
It was a cool concept to the fight.
Yeah.
Right, where KP runs in, gets the toss back into the instant hex.
I think the part of the mistake was that he probably wanted to ult Moon or Febby with the winner's curse. Because Febby hitting well, that thought as they're just
Nice.
gonna get another kill.
Pick
And
up.
remember, KP did use the buyback. That's why his net worth is tanked
Yeah.
quite a bit, but they are starting to pick some momentum back up. That was actually so funny.
Oh, Febby. He's got a nice little hiding hole here. Didn't know about that one, did you?
They do know that he's down there.
Yeah, he's got to be around here somewhere. Instead of killing him, they're just going to kill some Eidolons. Scotty, next item for the Morphling.
I love games like this. I genuinely, you know, I love games where, like, I think both teams, it feels like in Dota, at some point you just have to embrace that it's going to be this, like, you know, like it's going to be a clown fest.
Yeah.
Not every game is going to be perfect. The best ones are the ones where, like, teams mess up.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, like, perfect Dota play, it's never that interesting because what ends up happening is, like, one team just rolls over another. But this is, like, both teams are just kind of, you know, they're taking the approach, like, let's battle.
Yeah.
We're just gonna, we're towing the line in the sand. We're saying this is where we pick our spots. Everyone's just kind of running at each other.
And the funny part is it doesn't get better over time. You know, it just gets worse. Like once the game kind of starts like this, it just seems like
It's hard to the thing about it is it's because
can't
you
pull
lose your
yourself
bearing.
out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like everyone's like, all right, I guess this is it.
once you're in a
Everyone's played that.
tailspin, you know, you can't pull out.
Everyone has played those kinds of Dota games where it's just like, what are we doing, guys? The score is like 30-30, which you already know is a sign that something's gone wrong for both sides at some point.
That's why Dota is not a game where you have timeouts and pauses.
Yeah. Remember when... I can't remember what tournament that was that had that.
Oh yeah, where they had
My man Kyle
complexity.
Friedman,
Complexity.
he would
man.
just pause
They
like it was their
abused the
job.
hell out of that.
was like-
Dude, complexity could have been a tier 1 team if pauses were allowed. If they could have had a pause every single time they were about to go high ground, you know, just be like, guys, do we really want to do this right now?
Is this a good idea? The complexity high ground is a great meme. It's like,
KP gonna run an iceberg and immediately goes, nope, that's not where I want to be. Especially with as low net worth as I got. Not even hitting the 10K marker. Oh, Iceberg just blinking straight forward with the aggressive wards they have.
BKB.
Finds Ninja Boogie, but this is going to cost him BKB and is still being chased by Mineski. Don't think they want to go too far, though, even with that double damage on the Morphling. In fact, he's going to use his waveform, and maybe he's not in a position he wants to be. Fortunately, he can just turn into a TA, put Refraction on himself, and not take any damage whatsoever. But Moon has been found by Ghostic, and well, the Earth Spirit, while hot in pursuit, doesn't have a Blink Dagger to keep up with this Lina, who's now going to connect with Febby. They run into the Earth Spirit. Great response, though. What an instant silence. That could have been a different tale. Well, it looks like he's still going to be dying. Good hole. Febby is going to be able to get the lockdown on Ghostic, preventing him from getting off that Brewmaster ultimate that could have been so clutch. Moon is still going to die, though, as Pango are able to clean up the back line. Iceberg, with these buybacks, needs to be able to get away here. He is going to get caught by the Yule Scepter, and it looks like he may not make it out of here, so they've already got the disables out. He couldn't get away in time. The buybacks are effective for Mineski.
very well done. And a lot of that is set up by the fact that Febby did not hesitate on the hole. That one somehow was an even better one just because he saved Moon for the time being.
Yeah.
They were able to blow up the Brew Split. If they had Brew Split there, that fight's completely different.
Yeah.
They can actually 2v3 that with their TA up. Like, he actually has frontline. But being able to catch him beforehand and the buyback from Melina makes that a very decent fight for them. And now the net worth lead has just been completely chipped away. They might even get a little bit more here as some of the Slayer does see the morph coming in. Just tip him off that there is some aggression coming his way. and they have really nice ward vision to detect this. I don't think that Mineski is anticipating this ward vision, as Ghostic's gonna go in. He does have the ulti.
No, he can't get just chain stunned again like this. This time he's going to be able to get out the bruise split because Ninja Boogie said, nope, I'm not sticking around. KP, you're on your own. Iceberg, who bought back for this, is going to be able to get 1 kill. Can they pick up more, though? Ninja Boogie's trying to hide, or at least find a place to hide. No, turn around. Maybe it does. No, they've got the Centaur stunned. Just keep backing away. They have 5 more seconds till the TP's up for Ninja Boogie. He just sticks it out with Moon.
60 seconds, though, for this Tiny.
Yeah, and the buyback being committed by Iceberg should ensure that they do take this Roshan for themselves.
I'm very surprised that they thought they could burst Ghostic.
Yeah.
Everyone was really far apart.
Ninja Boogie had Finger of Death not long after.
Yeah.
Like, I noticed, like, 3 seconds later, he definitely had Finger of Death. Maybe he didn't have it at the time, or maybe he just judged it wasn't going to be enough damage.
I'm not sure. I don't think even with Finger he dies there. With the combo, he has 1900 HP Vlad's. You'd probably need Finger, stun, the full Tiny combo, and then like a few right clicks. But anticipating him to like not get the ulti off in that situation, I think is a little bit too ambitious. I mean, maybe it is level 2 Finger. I'd have to like go back and see it again.
It's also weird because it's like now the progressive Finger of Death, like he's also got the extra 150 damage.
Yeah.
I could see how somebody makes that call and thinks they can blow up Ghostic, and I could also see how somebody thinks that they can't. You know, it's just one of those complicated calls.
They needed probably Moon. Could easily kill. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and watch the fight.
Either way, it's the Pango getting the Aegis and
look at this.
Feeling like they're stronger in the fights, but Mineski are actually willing to take this fight right now because they know the Pango is actually split up, and if they can take away this Aegis, be massive. And sure enough, they do. Can they get a second life, or will they back away? It looks like they're going to back away cleanly for now, just saying we've taken the Aegis. We're going to leave Ninja Boogie to die here. It's a 5 position, no big deal, but KP, that's a bigger kill, especially since we know he does, well, no, he does have buyback. So maybe they'll still be able to hold the high ground, but the Pango is marching forward and might be able to get even more. Febi's going to be caught by the Earth Spirit, rolled on twice, double kill for Iceberg, and now it looks like maybe it's time to force some buybacks as the Pango are just outside of the Dire base.
Wow, that is such an unfortunate place to get caught outside your base. Once they killed the TA the first time, I think they stuck around for way too long.
Yeah.
They just kind of hovered, and it felt like somebody was making the call like, I can't really use Hole here. I could potentially just get silenced by the Earth Spirit. There's no BKB on the Enigma, and they're going to commit the split to getting this Rax. So even though they did lose the Aegis outside of the fight,
oh, the toss back, but no stun. Iceberg is able to get a fresh refraction up, but it's just still too much damage. And now, it looks like Ajin is going to be able to find more Finger of Death laid out to the Earth Spirit Winter's Curse. He's going to be able to grab one of the Morphling Manta Illusions, which is still beating up Ninja Boogie. Fortunately, Moon didn't finish him off as he drifted a little bit too close to the sun. Ajin trying to fight some more. Pango is going to be able to get away. Sioma Slayer, he's out. Oh, but the Weaver is not. Naive is going to be caught here by a beautiful impale out from Ninja Boogie. They've got the dust to reveal him as well. And now Sioma Slayer,
he actually committed back in.
But he stopped his TP, I think.
He's a good teammate. Weaver. He's like, you know what? Solidarity. We'll roll together. I can respect that.
They both got their fists in the air while waiting out their death timers.
I was just like, what? It's like, you know what? Everyone might as well die here as... that all starts with KP, who hasn't had the best game admittedly, but the toss back on the TA, he knows that the BKB is on cooldown. There's no counterplay for her.
Yeah.
Great job. And that's the best part about Tiny. It's really hard to like anticipate stuff like that happening. You just forget that it can happen to you because it hasn't in a while.
Yeah. They did not get the melee racks. They got it low, but now it's going to be able to heal back up to full. Plus, that was the dieback on the Templar Assassin, so Mineski still has plenty of time to work with where they can at least take this tier 2. I don't know how much damage they're going to be able to do to the tier 3 or racks.
I think they can get the tier 3. There's 28 seconds still on this TA.
Yeah.
As long as you split up and don't get... All right, here's the thing.
Can they do more than
now,
tier 3, you think?
I don't know about that, but now you've got to be careful. Don't group up and let the counterplay happen of letting the Wyvern just walk in. And it does look like they are going to get
double damage. That Morph has double damage. No wonder.
No. Okay, no, they are going to get it. Morph should commit to this, I think.
Yeah.
There's a split, the silence, and
Oh, but maybe he stuck around for too long. Oh,
just get out. Everybody get out.
Mineski,
Ninja Boogie.
they are not going to be able to get out fast enough. They've already got damage on both of the supports. Ninja Boogie and Febby, they're both going to be found by the Pango.
I bet-
no other cores are going to die, it looks
Let
like.
me just tell you what's going to happen. Now the Pango are going to go down mid.
They're like, we did it, boys. They're going to run at the base. Mineski's going to buy back. They're going to hold. We're just going to trade this off.
Good stuff. This is good. Guys, don't chase these people. You're not getting kills. Most likely.
They're just missing out on time to push.
Yeah,
mid, right?
they should just be. You can see the line being drawn by Ghostic. He's like, guys, I don't know what you're doing trying to chase after a Blink Dagger Boots of Travel Lina and a Blink Dagger Tiny, but you're not gonna. This isn't gonna work.
And it's a good thing for Ghostic too, because otherwise that creep wave would have been drug away by the Helmet Dominator creep.
All right.
Fortunately, he protects.
The best part about this game would be if the exact same thing happened. Everyone respawns. Mineski then wipes them. And then Mineski goes down mid.
The Pango's like, maybe we can take 2 lanes of Raxes in 10 seconds.
That's where the faulty thinking comes in. Now they're doing the good play. They're saying, okay, we got Rax. We're even on melee Rax. That's really what matters in Dota. We're going to group up together, take this shrine, and most likely you wait for the next Aegis, plus cheese, and then you can make your move after that.
I especially feel like ever since shrines have been introduced, it's such a shame when teams go and they take a tier 3 and they get greedy and try and push for war, when the safe play not only avoids that nasty team fight, but also gets you all the shrine gold, you know?
Yeah. Oh, interesting to note, by the way, Moon decided to go for both the Light Strike array damage and, in fact, went for the spell amplification.
And he went straight up. Just all the Ags pure damage you can get, just as much burst. Why is that? Do you think it's better against TA and Weaver?
Probably really nice against like TA, Brew, all these heroes that just like you can pure damage out.
Yeah.
The BKB cores too. The
Once
BKB
they're
of the
exposed, like you're just incentivized to blow them up as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Good old Ninja Boogie, holding it down at the 3,200 net worth.
They're about to get
Intent to be the hard 6.
they're about to get like a really big upgrade too in this TA. She actually opts to go for the +4 refraction instances. I've seen a lot of people go for the meld hit bash.
Yeah.
Like you can do that with the Hex. Like you blink in Hex. You have your like your 3.5 second disable, and then you line it up with the melt hit bash, so you just have like a 5 second stun essentially. But opts to go for the refraction charges over that, which I think he's hoping like protects him. But like the Lina attacks really fast, regardless of the fact whether she has attack speed items or not, or the talent.
Yeah.
She's got boots of travel in 4 short seconds.
4-man smoke up right now from Mineski, being disguised by the fact that
they get
Lina is
Iceberg,
showing
this would
at
be
both
huge.
top and mid with the boots of travel. Ghosting, he's gonna be the one found. Finger of death, bing, bang, boom, he's already dead.
They need to
And
retreat.
now Mineski can just keep rolling forward as Lina is already connected with them. They've got not just a 4 versus 4, but the full-on 5-man. They could just roll over whatever heroes they catch. That's gonna be Sioma Slayer found once again.
And now you have this bottom lane pushed out if you wanted to. Instead, they're drawing towards this shrine. Febby at least. I like that. The stand-in is commanding his team. It's like, guys, go here.
Why that instead of pushing bottom and or mid and going high ground?
If you go bot and the Brew happens to have buyback, you literally run into the situation where you did earlier. And you just
So we're
kinda
learning.
threw it away.
We're learning.
Yeah, you're learning. It's like they're mirroring each other. Mineski's like, you know what? We're gonna go down mid. Then Pango's like, guys, we learned our lesson. Let's just take Shrine after. Mineski's like, guys, they took Shrine. Why can't we do that? It's like they're just sort of learning from the past sins that they have to make. But that's okay.
Blink forward, Shiva is going to be able to find the Templar Assassin, but an LSA BKB, Iceberg, thinks about turning, but realizes that his team is a little bit too far away, so he'll blink back to the base.
That BKB starting to get really low. And there's an even a bigger objective on the map right now is Roshan has just spawned. This is huge for both teams. This would be a refresher for Febby if he wants it. You could even make reasonable arguments to give it to your Lina, who... Okay, he's got Febby's blink. I was really confused for like a quarter of a second here. I was like, why does Lina have 2 blink daggers? But he's got it for Febby. You could get double Bruce split if you got it on the Pango. Aegis and Cheese are really huge for all these heroes. That's why there's going to be a smoke on one side. Moon's going to make his way over. This should potentially just be the game-deciding fight, as he is going to bring Febby his blink. They don't know that this is available for him, as he's going to hide in the tree line. And Febby, you could just blow this game wide open for Mineski. You can make your way back onto the team.
With this one play. Oh man, that's so much more pressure than just a regular match. At the same time, the other support with the Winter Wyvern could make a big splash with his Blink Dagger. The Blink Winter's Curse. So there is opportunities for both of these supports to shine in this next upcoming team fight.
Yeah, and you can see both teams. I mean, this was really important for Mineski, I think, to commit for that mid-rax. Because now they're in a position where it's like relatively even. When they got rexed, they don't really have to care too much about the creep wave. Plus, they've got summons, which are just nicer.
And they've got like the Boots of Travel on Moon. Like with the way they're doing, being able to control the Roshan pit, I think is very nice. The way that Moon's pushing out the lane.
They need more TA traps towards mid, but Iceberg's gonna blink in here. They're just gonna start the Roshan attempt as Moon.
I mean, Lina showed himself for like 1 second and they immediately ran into the Roshan pit, and they're going to be able to get Aegis Cheese
so fast.
and Refresher Shard.
Moon shows bottom for like 2 seconds, and they immediately get Roshan. And I think this is the bigger objective than taking whatever you can at bottom is the roll-in connects.
But Moon, he did that thing. He's like, oh, but if they took Roshan, I have to do something in return, you know? And he hits tier 3, and he hits it for just a bit too long.
Part of the reason why I think they didn't fight around that Roshan pit was because I think they felt like they had a vision disadvantage. Potentially, they weren't really sure where the Pango could see them. But opting to hit that bottom lane instead was just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
A golden thread.
Man, I thought with the combination of like pushing it, oh, what a pickoff this could be. As the refraction is down, finger of death, and there goes that Aegis once again. This is like the third
back for
time
this. They're all in
that
committing to this
Iceberg
fight.
has this Aegis, and Vampire's gonna run in, try and get a good setup. Ghost Six is gonna be able to pop the ultimate in the back line. Not shit. Pops his BKB, just takes apart that support, and now they're gonna try and deal with that Brewmaster split as best as possible. Even better if they could kill the Brew himself. They've already killed the Storm Panda. If they could lock down this Fire Panda, and then they just wait it out or kill this Earth Panda.
They got him.
Either way, yeah, that's gonna be good enough to kill the Earth Panda, kill the Brewmaster. That is 2 down for the Pango, and they lost their Aegis.
You saw Febby, he's playing rope-a-dope. He's backing up as soon as people are trying to go on him. He's like, I'm not getting hit by anything. No magnetize. I need the threat of the black hole up. So now Naive is going to push out this top lane, try to buy things, buy some time. Now you're in a weird position because Moon did buyback, and they don't really want to just like straight up throw the game, but they do want to do something with this 60 second death timer on this Brewmaster, as it looks like they lost their courier for like the 3rd time this game. Things are just popping off in this game.
That sort of safe poke, but you know, force the buybacks.
They want to force the buyback without having to actually do anything.
And that's why the Winter's Curse is such important.
Oh,
What an ethereal blade save from KP! That's a beautiful save on Ninja Boogie.
It's well done. And this is the awkward time. I think if you're going to go for it, you go right now, because this is so short where the Brew doesn't want to buy back.
Yeah. And Winter's Curse, there's no catch, even if he did buy back.
That's why KP goes in. Did pop the E-Blade on himself. It is going to fade out. They've got to be a little bit careful here. He's Spirit Vesseled quite low.
And they just keep poking at him. They want to make sure
they get out.
Blink away. The rest of Mineski trying to stick around, make sure that KP does get away safely.
Another roll.
And another TA trap. They just keep on putting damage on KP.
Like passively
preventing him from not actually being able to get the blink away, but now the Earth Spirit is actually tumbled a little bit too far forward. Not even the back lines. Goes for Ninja Boogie. He's going to be Ghost Scepter once again. The Black Hole is going to be able to
catches the Weaver too.
The Templar Assassin is going to be able to buy back. Naive is going to be able to pop his ultimate to be able to get away. Febby, he's going to be caught. Ajit turning and trying to deal with the Storm Panda, which is going to be able to catch at least one. But no, the instant blink away, because it's a regular Cyclone. Lina was able to blink away almost instantly. Still though, Moon may be caught. The Storm farm. Panda still trying to hunt him down. Managed to get into the trees, TP out, and there's going to be no stuns here, so Moon does get away safely. But can Ajit, who's been left by most of his team, KP turns around, managed to get a stun, giving him enough space to be able
KP's
to get away. KP blinks, can he get out? Winter's Curse, that'll put a stop to it, but the important thing is the Morphling got out. KP gladly gives up his life to make sure that the bigger core survives.
They juggled that very well in that engagement. Once they lost the Lion, I feel like they should have lost a lot more there. Moon with a really nice blink out, Ajit being able to get saved out of there. Oh, that was... Okay, so they used 2 buybacks.
Yeah. And this time it's Pango's turn to try and poke and force a buyback, but they don't want to lose that high ground fight.
Ghostic actually popped the refresher. They're really all in for this fight.
I think it's just time to go. Ghostic says it's time to go. He just runs up, pops a Brewmaster split.
They're not going to get this.
And immediately realizes this is not a fight they can take.
I don't think this is a fight they can go high ground into.
They can't even force the buyback.
Yeah, and this is pretty massive because they used the TA buyback when there was no real pressing need to. That was one of those buybacks where he was like, okay, guys, I'm just going to go in. Let's, like, hopefully we just wipe their cores and we just win the game right here.
Yeah.
It's sort of just reset the position. It's reset Moon's buyback. So now both teams are in this weird area where neither of their mid laners have buyback. But Moon's hero, I think, is easier to play in this position, especially with the Aeon disc. This is such like a, what's the best way to put it? Like high octane Dota. Everyone's just sort of down to fight. Nobody really wants to concede any room in this game. This is a very liberal use of buybacks when people aren't even really going high ground. It's just like team fight buyback time. It's time to turn this one, boys.
We're all fast and furious, nosed up.
That's my favorite scene in Cinema. When Brian, that's his name by the way, pops the NOS too early.
Brian.
That's his name. He's
God damn it, Brian. By the way, can we talk about what a mistake it's got to be to put the double damage bottle on the Brewmaster instead of having a bottle on TA with DD?
Yeah, but I guess you could drop your treads. Realistically speaking, that's probably the item to drop for that.
I mean, it's
DD.
like one of those game-changing runes, you know? Like,
Chad agrees with you.
why are you gonna give that to the Brewmaster? Well,
When Chad agrees with you, I can't tell if you're like actually right.
Yeah.
Oh no.
2,000 gold lead for Mineski. 35-26 at 46 minutes in. We're going long here for this game 1 of this series to determine who's going to be in the upper bracket for ESL 1 Mumbai as we head into the playoffs. Well, I guess if you're not going to fight, there's no point in talking about the DD runes. As it seems like the Pango is just going to hole out inside their base.
Ghostic's like, now's my time.
Time to farm these creeps. He's almost got his level 25.
What do you take here?
And he is, well, he went the attack speed, so it's got to be
the
crit for sure.
The 1500, I mean, it's not like they're in a position where they're bursting down his Brewlings yet.
And he knows he's got to turn into like a third damage dealer. What is going, what's that? JJ, what is that?
That's a gem.
That's a gem. Why is it there?
Casual gem.
Also, who has the vision of the gem? Is it Mineski's gem?
Oh, they know. Mineski knows about the gem now. They're going back for it. They just got 900 net worth, boys.
Wait, what? That was Pango's gem? And again, when the gem drops and it's, you know, you have vision of the gem.
It says Ninja Boogie. Owned by Mineski.NinjaBoogie.
Huh. Wait, how does the gem vision work? Isn't it just the last person who withheld it? Okay. So Mineski smoked out, pushed out, got their gem back. Good job.
They just got the net worth lead almost. Like
Dude.
a good net worth lead.
Did the TA not see the gem? Did he not see it?
You mean the Weaver? When the Weaver was pushing out?
When the Weaver walks
I'm not
by.
sure. I thought he was close enough, but I guess not. It's one of those things like, if you're not looking for it, is it really there?
I guess so.
Something if a tree falls or something.
Yeah.
Sounds.
If a gem falls in a forest, does anybody see it? Because it's green. So are the trees.
There's some analogy here that I'm not putting the... What is that? God, I'm actually so off right now. The lines together, I'm not connecting the dots. That's what it is.
Dots. They're not lines, they're dots.
What's wrong with me?
Hey, look at that. Mineski know what to do with the double damage rune. You have a bottle on your carry, and you have your carry pick up that DD rune. Look at him. They got a pack leader aura, they've got a double damage, and he almost has level 25. And he's also almost got a Satanic. Which is hype, because status resistance means you're just going to spend less time Winter's Cursed or Brewmaster's Cycloned or Silenced. Ghostic's going to be trying to get a Basher so he can turn into a right-click damage dealer. A Weaver's got Butterfly, which is a big one, because is there an MKB on anybody for Mineski? There is no MKBs.
Yeah. My favorite thing is that Febby decided to go for the refresher before
BKB.
BKB. You know what that tells me about him? He believes in himself. I'm not saying I believe in him. I'm saying he believes in himself.
Good for you. See, you're just doing that kind of thing, like, good for you, buddy.
Well done.
Good for you that you think you could do that.
If he gets away with it, boss.
Dude, against an Earth Spirit, like, why do you not have a BKB?
Because Febby's his own man. I don't know, dude.
Febby, what? Ghosting. We're going to start this fight around the Roshan pit. They do manage to get the Bucks onto the Lion. You know that Nai's going for it. Febby, oh, that's his blink in. That was not the initiation he was hoping for. Hopefully he has buyback. Okay, he refreshes and immediately get Winter's Curse, so that's not going to be the black hole either. Now Febby's just kind of sitting in the river, waiting out his sins. He will be able to blink away. Needed to get silenced after. Jin is looking good with his double damage, but he gets thrown up in the air with that Cyclone. There's going to be a buyback from that Winter Wyvern. So they are still going to have a 5-on-5 for this Roshan pit. Oh, what a dab! KP throws the Earth Spirit back. Now looks to make sure he doesn't get picked off by this Weaver, and he will be fine because the rest of Mineski's going to be here. They're going to be able to get heals onto the Weaver. LSA to follow up, and boom, there goes the damage. Ghostic trying to come in to try and beat up Ninja Boogie as a 5 position. Well, that's not going to be a good trade. He just dies. Fortunately, he does have buyback, but the Weaver does not. And this is Mineski's Roshan, and potentially their game here if the Pango don't formulate a way to be able to hold, especially if Iceberg gets picked off like this. Malphus, he does have plenty of those refraction instances, so he will be able to blink, and that Melt Dispel, as you said, takes away the refraction for the Malphus.
All right, so the black hole's not the best. And the fact that he...
I mean,
they just can't... Look at the faith that they have in him. Not like a month ago, but like the faith that they have in him now. They gave him the refresher shard. Like Febby has 3 different opportunities for this. You just keep black holing, man. Never stop.
I mean, didn't that last fight, he hit 1 person with 2 black holes? He had half a person on average.
He just does dope shit. What can I tell you? It pops the refresher.
Pops the refresher shard. All right. Apparently, we're just going to push the pace
still won the
here
fight, so who's the clown now?
I guess so.
They actually team fought that so well in the river there. Yeah. They just chained up stuns. They finally protected my man Ninja Boogie. Yeah. Most of the time he was the sacrificial lamb. This time around they did help as Febby's hanging real far back because he doesn't have a BKB cough. As Ghostic's gonna pop the split, he is gonna go onto Ajit, who does have the Aegis, and it looks like with everybody alive, they're just gonna reset things a little bit. Probably just wait out the Bruce split, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. He doesn't have the talent, so 90 seconds to go on that. I'd imagine you still try to pressure the high ground here, as Moon is pressuring into this mid lane, and he should connect to the rest of his team. I think this is a free high ground opportunity for them.
Certainly should be.
There's no way.
They're going to make their initiation. Scythe of Ice is going to go out. Can they actually blow him up in time with their nullifier as well as the silencer, preventing him from being able to get a BKB, and that's going to be the Aegis. That is going to be a decent amount committed for the Pango, such as their BKBs, but they've taken away the Aegis at least and haven't lost any heroes for it.
They're still pinging towards this melee racks, but Ajit's going to take care of this range first. Pops the Manta to get rid of the brute.
Oh, what a Winter's Curse! That's going to be able to catch Moon. Immediately a Ethereal Blade. KP is saving these fights. So Iceberg's going to come forward, immediately gets disabled though. He doesn't have his BKB. The fraction instances are.
Febby walks forward.
Up and down, up and down. Febby unable to get a black hole once again, and now Mineski still though are going to be able to hold on this high ground. They don't need black holes apparently. Buyback comes out from Iceberg, but there is no buyback for this Earth Spirit, and there is still no Brewmaster split for 30 seconds.
Yeah, and being able to hold without it is so difficult. The tips are coming in onto Iceberg.
Febby's got one more black hole in his pocket too, so Refresher Orb is...
Just keep popping him, man. Like Pez.
And this is straight up going to be Megas unless they can find a way to get in there right now. Febby gets his two-man black hole. There is no stuns, there's no Winter's Curse, so finally Febby does get the black hole to end the game and force it. The Pango are out of this game. Mineski do manage to close it out.